everybody, and welcome back to Mr. Smith's YouTube channel. So over the last few weeks, we've been working on orthographic drawings where you look at an isometric model and then you look at the dimensions on that model and you create three views, which is the orthographic views. All right, so if you remember, ortho means straight and graphic means picture. So it's very, very important that you are using a ruler or some type of straight edge to draw all of your lines. All right, we're trying to work towards a level of professionalism and being career ready. So it's important that you actually take your time and do these and make them look well. All right, so today we're going to be doing our summative. So what I am looking for is that you are able to identify and draw views on your own. All right, so I'm going to give you a new isometric drawing and I'm changing it up a little bit. Our scale is going to be a little bit different, but based off what you've shown me so far, you should be able to recreate the two missing views on this drawing for your summative. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so I went ahead and drew my title block, and I also drew in the labels for the title block. So class period for this example, I said B3 construction. I called it SUM, which stands for Summative, Vise, Base, Ortho. All right, and then my name is Mr. Smith. And what I was just talking about is our scale this time is going to be 1 square is equal to 0.5. All right, 1 square is equal to 0.5. So let me actually pull up, let me pull that up. All right, so this is the object that we are going to be working on today. So I'm going to pull it up a little bit bigger. All right, so this is a vise base. So this is a mechanical part that would be used like on a workbench to actually hold a vise grip. The hole would be where a screw goes into the table to hold this. So we're going to work on actually drawing an orthographic drawing for this mechanical part. All right, so you will notice that I have my top, front, and side view labeled. All right, I am only going to be doing the top view with you in this video. You are going to be responsible for the front view and the side view. So let's review real quick what that means. All right, so if you take a look at our drawing here, or take a look at, our isometric drawing. All right, if I were to take my pencil, all right, our top view would be standing above looking down. All right, that's what I'm gonna do with you. Our front view is standing in this corner looking at it, and our side view is standing in this corner looking at it. All right, so I am gonna do top view. You're responsible for the front and the side views. All right, so the very first thing we need to do with the top view is we need to figure out our dimensions. So I need to know how long these are, and I also need to know basically how long this entire side is. Well, I see that that entire side is 5.5, and this is actually, okay, there's the other one I need, 2.75. All right, so remember our scale has changed. In the past, 1 square was equal to 10. Now 1 square is equal to 0.5. All right, so this is going to be how many squares? Well, I have 5 total, right? And I need to multiply that by 2 because there's 2.5s in each 5. So that's going to be 10 squares, and then I got another 0.5, which will make it 11. All right, so 0.5 and 0.5 is equal to 1. All right. So 0.5 and 0.5 is equal to 1. I times that by 5 and get 10. And then I add the 11th for that 0.5. So I know I'm going to have 11 squares horizontally. And then 2.75, again, 0.5 and 0.5, 0.5 and 0.5. So that's equal to 2, right? 2. And then I got another 0.5. And then I need a half of a square because I need a 0.25. So this is going to be 5.5 squares. So let's go to our drawing. We're going to work on our center. All right, so I had if y'all remember, all right, we have 20 this way, and up and down we have 14. All right, so if I need 11, I just figured out, let me show you again. I need 11 squares. All right, 11 squares and 5.5 squares. So if I need 11 squares going left to right, 11 squares going left to right, Then I need to do 20 minus 11 is 9. And then 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. All right, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4.5 right here. And then I'm going to come in 1, 2, 3, 4.5 right there. All right, and now my vertical limits, all right, 14, and I needed 5.5. So 14 minus 5.5 is going to be 8.5, right? So let's just double check, right? I like using the calculator to double check. I don't want to mess this up. All right, I don't want to mess this up. So let me double check. So 14 minus 5.5. Oh, 14 minus 5.5. All right, get 8.5. All right, let me pull that up again. Let me see what 8.5 divided by 2 is. 8.5 divided by 2, 4.25. So I need 4.25 on each side for the top center. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.25 of a square. Well, yeah, 4.25. All right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4.25. All right, so those are going to be the dimensions of my top view. All right, so if I look at the top view, it's actually just, you know, if I were to remove just all of this, right? My top view, let me draw it here, is actually just a big rectangle here. My top view is a big rectangle. All right, so if I come in here, I can go in here and mark all the 4 corners from my boundaries. All right, I'm marking all 4 corners from the boundaries. And then I just need to connect them. All right, all 4 corners from the boundaries. And just connect them. So I connected the sides. All right, connected the bottom, and now I'm going to connect the top. Just like so. All right, so now I have centered, and I just need to dimension. So as I do this, I'm going to double check myself, right? I'm going to dimension this here. And this is going to be a 5.50. So let me count, right? So every one is 0.5. All right? So 0.51, 1.52, 2.53, 3.54, 4.55, and then I have 1/4 which is 5.5. All right, so every square is 0.5. So I'm just double checking that what I did actually works. All right, now let's check. Let's dimension this side. Okay, and this was 2.75. Let me double check it, right? So 0.51, 1.52, and then I've got like enough for a 0.75. All right, so that worked too. All right, so now I need to come back to my drawing and I need to figure out, okay, well, I need this line right here. So that line and this line and this line and this line. All right, so I know that 2.38 is from here to here, but I also know that that whole thing right there is, let's see, it'll be 5.5 minus 2.69. So where's my calculator? Calculator. So 5.5 minus 2.69 is 2.81. So I know that like this entire piece right here, right there, is 2.81. And I know that these middle pieces are 2.38. So minus 2.38 is 0.43. So this plus that is 0.43. So I need to divide it by 2. And I get 0.215. So that means that this line here is 0.215. All right, and then to get this one, we've got to do that 2.38 minus 0.88, and I get 1.5. So I subtracted these to find out what this and this is. So I divide by 2. So this right here is 0.75. That's 0.88. This is 0.75. And this one, this last one over here is going to be 0.215. All right, so just drawing solid lines for all of those. All right, so if this entire square is a 0.5 and we're halfway, so we're at 0.25. So our first line needs to be like right under that 0.25. All right, right under that 0.25. All right. All right, and then our next one was 0.75. So we need to come a full square and then like another half of a square. All right, I'm gonna clean up. I got a little bit of extra stuff in there. All right, then our next one was 0.88. So that's 0.5. That's 0.25. So I just need a little bit more. I don't need a whole nother half of a square, but I just need a little bit. Now I need another 0.75. So that's going to be about right here. And then I'm just going to need that teeny tiny 0.213. All right. So I'm going to dimension all this. So again, this was 0.215, then this was 0.75, then this was 0.88, this was 0.75, and this was 0.215. All right, and we found all that from just doing our math. All right, all of that was from doing the math. All right, so at this point, we have this whole piece. All right, the only thing we need to know now, all right, so we need to work on this piece. We know that this is 1.25 in, and we know it's 1.38 in from this side, right? So these are our two centers there. All right, so I'm going to work on finding the center of that circle. So I need 1.25 this way. All right, so that's a half. Well, that's a 0.25 because one square is 0.5. So that's a 0.25. Then I just need 1, so that's 2 squares. So right there is going to be, all right, that's going to be 1.25 in. So now I got to find 1.38 this way. So I got a 0.25 and a 1 and then just a little bit. So it's going to be about right there. All right, so at that point, I'm going to go ahead and draw my plus sign. All right, and it should be in the middle. All right, draw my plus sign. All right, so we have two circles that we're going to see. All right, two circles. All right, we have, let me go ahead and back out. Oh, sorry. All right, so we have two circles. We have this outer circle here, and we have the inner circle here. Okay, so this is telling you that the inner circle has a diameter of 1, and the outer circle has a diameter of 1.5. All right, so we'll do the inner circle first. So if it has a diameter of 1, it means that it has, if it has a diameter of 1, it has a radius of 0.5. So we need to come out 1 square on all sides, right? So there's 1 square, there's 1 square, there's 1 square, and there's 1 square. All right, again, we're not using compasses yet. So we're just sketching in that circle. All right, now our outer one has a diameter of 1.5, so half of that would be 0.75, so the radius is 0.75, so we need a square and a half. So square and a half, square and a half, square and a half, square and a half. All right, and then same thing, you're just gonna, all right, that one didn't start off very well for me. I'm gonna do it one more time. All right, so square and a half, square and a half. From here, that would be a square, and I need like another half a square. And then from here, that would be a square, and I need like another half a square. So I'm just drawing all right, looks a little bit like an egg, but without a compass, it's the best I can do for now. All right, so now this inside one, I need to label it. So radius was 1.00, and then the outside one, the radius was 1.5. All right, so at this point, we pretty much have everything except for one last thing. So if you take a look at the drawing, we're gonna have hidden lines where these are. All right, so you're actually gonna need hidden lines where this cut is, because you need to indicate that this cut right here is there. All right, so we need some hidden lines right there. So we know that this inside, so from here to here, is 0.88, and we can see down here that the whole thing is 1.5. So we need to use our calculator again. 1.5 minus 0.88, 0.62, then divided by 2. So that means that there is 0.31 right here and right here. 0.31. So I'm going to go back to my drawing. And I know that one full square is a half. So I'm just going to go in not quite one full square. All right, and then I'm going to do a dotted line. To represent those hidden lines that we can't see. All right, and I can actually dimension this also here and say that that is 1.5 between those two hidden lines. All right, and that's it for the top view. All right, so guys, I know this is a little more complicated than everything we've done so far, but that's the point of a summative. It's supposed to push your knowledge. All right, so when I'm grading this, what I'm looking for is an accurate title block. All right, so I'm looking for that it is spaced 2 squares in and 2 squares down, and that you have your title box 2 squares up and it's separated and labeled appropriately. All right, so that will get you, let me actually pull it up. I'll pull up the, let me pull up the rubric here. So when I grade these, what I'm looking for is, all right, your title block is going to be worth 20 points. So the fact that that is accurately drawn will be 20 points. All right, the top view I just did with you, if you correctly redraw it, that'll get you another 10 points. Then the front and side view are both worth 10. So those are ones you're going to do on your own. Then dimensioning is a total of 20 points. The fact that your lines are straight are 20 points. All right, so even if one of your views is wrong, but you've drawn straight lines using your straight edge, that'll get you 20 points. And then also that you take a picture and submit it. All right, I'm handing out a free 10 points if you can just take a picture of it and submit it correctly. All right, however, if it's blurry, I'm going to take off points. If it's upside down, I'm going to take off points. All right, the directions have been very, very clear. All right, so your task now is to analyze the drawing and do the front view, and analyze and do the side view. All right, so you do this without my assistance, and you do this. All right, so you might be asking yourself, Mr. Smith, what if I have trouble? All right, guys, on Wednesday and Thursdays, I do have office hours. I put a little link over here on the right. If you just click here, it'll bring you straight to Microsoft Teams. So Wednesday and Thursday from 5 to 6 or 5 to 5:45. So if you are struggling before Friday, please come stop by the office hours. All right, other than that, guys, I'm going to leave this up to you. It is your turn to show me what you can do. All right, appreciate you. Thanks.